let's talk about drugs. And no, I'm not talking about weed or crack or meth or any of the things you already know about. I'm about to enlighten your ass. Apparently there are over 14,000 different known drugs, according to my in-depth research. So yeah, only a tiny little crumb of them are known to the public, and honestly, after going through these, that's definitely a good thing. So first, I just want to preface, don't try to buy any of this stuff, and definitely don't try to use any of this stuff. All these are different and dangerous in their own ways, and honestly, there's a reason why it's not mainstream. I'm only talking about this stuff because I find the different effects on the mind to be very interesting. That doesn't mean I'm into any of this stuff. I've never used any of these, and you shouldn't either. Like, take DMT, for example. Well, okay, don't actually take DMT, but using it as an example for discussion, that's literally the chemical that your brain produces to induce dreams. So just imagine what it's like to take that when you're conscious. You know what I mean? It's just interesting to think about. But again, it's dangerous. So although it's interesting to talk about, don't do it. Okay? Good, let's go. DNP. DNP is a drug that's mainly used for weight loss. Basically, it works by making your body work a lot harder to burn up energy. Even if you literally don't do anything, you can literally just sit on the couch and you'll like burn a ton of energy really fast. The problem is that DMP significantly increases your body's temperature because you're burning all that energy. And as one woman described it, it makes you feel like your body is burning from the inside. Yeah, what the fuck? Now, if that still hasn't deterred you from wanting to try out DMP for yourself, know that out of all the people who went to the hospital for taking it, 18% died, making it almost as toxic as cyanide. I also love how the chemical structure for DNP literally says,
No. Be connected.
DMHP. Okay, this is a wild one. So DMHP, or dimethylheptylpyran, is a synthetic version of THC, which obviously is found in marijuana, except for the fact that it's much more potent. It was created by the US military as basically a non-lethal incapacitating agent, or to put it in more simple terms, they were gonna use it to bake the enemy out of their fucking minds. According to one study, it would literally only take 0.0002 grams of DMHP to get someone completely zonked. Zonked? Why did I write zonked? Originally, they were literally just gonna spray it out over the enemy, and it would literally incapacitate them for like 3 days. They ended up stopping the research on DMHP in favor of another incapacitating agent called BZ, but honestly, I can't see anything topping this if you're just trying to knock a bunch of aggressive dudes out. Like seriously, when these guys wake up, they're probably just gonna quit fighting in favor of just hanging out in the barracks, eating snacks, and watching YouTube or whatever. The Devil's Breath. Okay, this one is definitely different from the other ones in that it's not something that you'd take on your own. This is basically something that a criminal might use on a person, and it basically makes you extremely suggestible, and you will basically just do whatever they tell you to do. The Devil's Breath, or scopolamine, is a fine white powder, and all that it takes to feel its effects is to have it blown on your face. Many of the criminals who use it will simply just walk up to the person in question, pull a fistful of the powder out, and blow it onto their face, and at that point, it's basically already over. It only takes a few minutes for the victim to suddenly consent to things that they never normally would. There are stories of people literally helping the criminals burglarize their own apartment, carrying all their possessions into a truck before they take off and leave them with nothing. They could literally ask you to take all the money out of your bank account and give it to them, and you wouldn't even bat an eye. It's that powerful. And sometimes they even use the drug to make you commit the crimes for them. And the worst part is, one of the most powerful side effects of it is amnesia. So after you do all this crazy shit, after you give them like everything you own, you forget it the next morning. You literally won't even know it hit you. It's actually really scary. Ayahuasca. Now I have a feeling a lot of people are actually gonna know about this one. I don't think this one is like that underground. Even Michael from Vsauce took it on his YouTube Red show Mindfield. Ayahuasca, or yage, is used during religious and spiritual rituals by Colombian tribes. The hallucinations are often extremely abstract and vivid and are seen as divine messages by the tribe. Although many have claimed that the drug will take you on a path to enlightenment, it is more likely that the drug actually causes severe mental illness, especially when taken regularly. In fact, there's this one fitness YouTuber named Connor Murphy, and he kind of went like completely freaking insane for a little bit. He started regularly taking ayahuasca, and it just like completely fried his brain. Here's a clip of him before his mental break.
I think that you can build a great physique while still having an enjoyable diet. I do keep track of macros though, so I will be showing you guys the macros for each meal. I'm in a lean bulk right now, so I'm eating around 4,000 calories a day.
And during it.
Everyone is in on it. Joe Rogan is in on it. Elon Musk is in on it. Tiger Woods is in on it. You can check my story. I've been messaging them. Everyone is in on it. It is time to reveal.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard from people that you've been taking ayahuasca like every couple hours. I don't know if that's true.
Yes, that is true. And trust me, Kenny KO is definitely not taking ayahuasca every 2 hours either. And the government is not either. The government would never be in on it, would they? Okay. Anyway, yes, I'm taking it every 2 hours.
So yeah, while it's very interesting to learn about this and to see what it does to a person, I definitely wouldn't recommend doing it to yourself. Seriously, it's not worth exchanging your sanity for like a one-time trip. One of the ingredients in ayahuasca is which contains DMT. Another ingredient they sometimes use is Datura, which is actually so interesting that I'm actually just going to talk about it on its own. So upon first glance, Datura seems to be a fairly normal drug compared to the others. Datura is a genus of 9 species of highly poisonous vespertine flowering plants. Those who want to experience the effects of the plant to receive a high will usually consume the seeds, leaves, or roots, either by smoking them, brewing them into a tea, or just straight up eating them. However, the problem here is it's extremely easy to overdose because you're literally getting high off of the toxins. And because of that, the effects on the mind are extremely powerful and can be very, very scary. Possible symptoms of Datura are dry mouth, enlarged pupils, blurred vision, trouble breathing, hallucinations, panic, and of course, death. Many of the people who have taken Datura often urge others not to take it and vow to never take it again, as it has the power to permanently screw you up mentally or knock you down a couple of pegs, as one person wrote. Here's a video I found of one person who had been experiencing the effects of the drug for a substantial amount of time. I'll just let him speak for himself.
Alright. Don't seem to be coming down. It's been about 2 months. Can't really go out. Been spending a lot of time in the basement. I don't think it's wearing off. I don't really know what to do to make it wear off. I think I boiled the roots right. I did what it said in the book. I don't feel like I'm ever gonna come down. And it's not cool. It's getting weird.
I actually covered this drug in my previous video, which contained a story from someone who took the drug, posted some concerning stuff on Reddit, and then completely disappeared. I'll link that in the card above. I don't actually know which corner it's in, but just skip ahead to the Datura chapter and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Idosing? I don't know. This one is very strange, particularly because it's not even technically a substance at all. Instead, idosing is literally just dynamic frequencies and tones of sound that, when manipulated in certain ways, can apparently recreate the effects of certain drugs, such as marijuana and narcotics. Idosing apparently takes effect of binaural beats. I actually looked into this a little while ago. It's basically like when the left ear and the right ear hear slightly different tones. Like maybe the left ear hears like 160 hertz and the right ear hears 162. Apparently that difference can have a strange effect on the brain. Idosing gained some traction in the 2000s with some apparently surprisingly strong effects. Since I know a bunch of you are probably gonna go and look it up, I guess I should just tell you that yes, the idosing audio tracks are available all over the internet, including right here on YouTube. Now I haven't listened to these myself, but I do encourage you to be very careful with listening to these, as the effects apparently widely vary from person to person. Alright, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and again, please do not take any of these drugs. Again, I just find it interesting to learn about these and to learn about like what the mind is capable of, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I'm willing to look more into these. I just find it interesting. So if you guys want to see a part 2, subscribe, hit the like button, and let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm about at outros, so